Amara was a bright young girl born into a modest family in the small town of Umuahia. Her parents, humble farmers, and her uncle Obi had sacrificed much to send her to her dream school, Green Hill College, one of the most prestigious boarding schools in the country. The school was a world of flashy cars, expensive children who spent holidays abroad. It was nothing like the simple life Amara knew. On her first day, Amara felt out of place. While the other girls and boys unpacked cartons of provisions and had different sets of uniform, she had only the set of uniform given to her in the admin and second-hand textbook she received from one of her neighbors. Amara, being a smart girl, instantly observed her environment. She noticed that some students were treated badly by their mates because of their financial background. Only the rich students get to enjoy and stay labor-free. They somehow bullied the average or not so rich students as they believed that poor people can't make it into the school because the fees alone was outrageous and most citizens couldn't afford it. Amara's uncle, who lived abroad, had promised to see Amara through any school of her choice providing she passed her junior WAEC, and he kept to his promise. Though her parents wanted her to go to a normal school, Amara insisted that she wanted to attend Green Hill College. So they gave up and supported her in the little way they can, since her uncle was already paying her fees. At lunch, she overheard some girls discussing their parents' wealth, how one girl's father owned an oil company and the other's mother was a famous actress. Amara felt small and invisible, but then a bold idea struck her. "My parents are rich too," Amara blurted out during a conversation with some girls in her dorm. Their eyes widened with interest, and for the first time, they really looked at her. "What do they do?" one girl, Choma, asked curiously. "My dad is a businessman," Amara stammered, scrambling to build her lies. "He has companies in Lagos and we live in a big mansion with lots of cars," she added. The girls were impressed. Amara basked in the attention, feeling a surge of confidence. In that moment, her lies became her truth, and she vowed to maintain it no matter what. Amara quickly became popular. She was invited to hang out with the richest girls in school, and they showered her with gifts, perfumes, jewelry, even expensive shoes that she could never afford. They loved hearing stories about her luxurious life in Lagos, and Amara's imagination went wild. "We have a private jet," she would say casually. "Last summer we flew to Dubai for a shopping spree." But maintaining the lie was exhausting. When visiting days came around, Amara had to come up with excuses to stop her parents from coming. She couldn't risk her friends seeing her simple, hardworking parents. "Mama, Papa," she would plead over the phone. "The school doesn't allow parents to visit for now. There is construction work going on and they've closed the gates." Her parents were disappointed, but they trusted her. They never questioned her reasons. They would send her the little money they could spare, not knowing she spent it all trying to keep up appearance. As time went on, the pressure increased. Her rich friends expected her to join them in buying snacks from the school canteen, going to expensive parties and even contributing to group gifts. Amara's small allowance wasn't enough. Desperate, she began to steal. At first, it was small items, money left carelessly in the dorm, extra snacks from the common room, but soon she started targeting bigger amounts. She would sneak into the other students' locker, taking just enough to not raise suspicion. With the stolen money, she bought herself new sets of standards and treated her friends to lunch, all to maintain her fake image. As Amara's popularity grew, so did her arrogance. She became close to some of the rich boys in the school, especially a boy named Toby, whose father was a famous politician. Toby often invited her to his dormitory, though not allowed, where they would talk for hours about wealth, power and ambition. Toby liked Amara because she seemed different from the other girls. He thought she was tough and smart, someone who understood his word. Little did he know, her word was nothing like his. Toby would give her money, expensive gifts, and even invite her to exclusive party outside school. In return, Amara pretended to be everything he thought she was: rich, confident, and above all, untouchable. But inside, Amara knew she was living on borrowed time. She became a bully to cover her growing insecurity. Amara targeted the weaker students, especially the juniors, demanding their lunch money and taking their snacks. Though sometimes she didn't need their things, but it made her feel powerful, like she was in control of something in her spiraling life. The school authorities were starting to notice the missing item, the theft. Rumors began circulating about a mysterious thief in the school. Amara became paranoid, always looking over her shoulders. One day, a girl named Blessing caught her stealing money from a dormitory locker. "What are you doing, Senior Amara?" Blessing whispered, her eyes wild. Amara grabbed her by the arm. "You didn't see anything," she hissed, her heart racing. "If you tell anyone, I will make your life miserable." Blessing, terrified, kept quiet, but Amara knew it was only a matter of time before the truth caught up with her. Graduation day was fast approaching, and Amara's lies were becoming harder to maintain. Her parents insisted on attending the ceremony. "Amara, we want to see you graduate. We are proud of you," her mother said on the phone. Amara's heart pounded in her chest. She had managed to keep her parents away for so long, but graduation was different. There was no way she could stop them this time. On the day of the ceremony, Amara's parents arrived early, dressed in their best simple clothes. Her father's worn-out suit and her mother's faded wrapper made them stand out among the flashy, well-dressed parents of her classmates. Amara spotted them from afar and felt a wave of panic. What would her friends think? She had told them that her parents couldn't make it because they were too busy managing their companies in Lagos. If they saw her real parents, her entire web of lies would unravel. Desperate, Amara ran to her friend and lied again. "My parents couldn't come after all," she said, forcing a smile. "They are stuck in traffic." Her friends nodded, accepting her excuse without question. But as the ceremony ended and the students gathered for picture, Amara's parents approached her, their face beaming with pride. "Amara, my darling daughter," her mother called, waving happily. "We are so proud of you, my daughter." Amara's heart sank. Her friend turned to look, confused. "Who are they?" Choma asked, raising an eyebrow. Amara froze. Her palms were sweaty, and her mind raced. I don't know them," she stammered. Her mother's face fell. Her father's smile faded. "Amara, it's us," her father said softly. "Why are you—" But before he could finish, Amara's turned and walked away, leaving her parents standing there, heartbroken and confused. "Why are these paupers calling you their daughter?" Amara's friend asked. "Don't mind them," she said. "That's how those poor people do." "Do they look like people that can afford a daughter that attends this kind of school?" "Obviously not. God forbid. They can never be my parents, not in this world or in the next world. They wish," she said as she dragged her friends along with her. After every graduation, there is usually an after party in which the students would sleep over in the school, and it's called the final night in their school. That night, the truth came crashing down. One of the junior students Amara had bullied, Blessing, had seen her begging her parents secretly to go home, and Blessing secretly made a video of it and then sent it to a senior student who in turn sent it to their group chat. Word spread like wildfire through the school. "Amara's parents aren't rich," the student whispered. "She has been lying all along." The next day, Amara was confronted by her friends. "You lied to us," Choma spat angrily. "You made us think you were one of us, but you are just a fake." Toby was even worse. "I gave you money. I treated you like someone special," he said, his face full of disgust. "You are nothing but a liar." Amara was left standing alone, humiliated and broken. Her web of lies had finally unraveled, and she had no one left. She was shunned by everyone, even the junior students she had bullied. They laughed at her behind her back, calling her the girl with the fake riches. The girl who had caught her stealing also reported her to the school authorities, and the school authorities investigated the theft, eventually linking some of the missing items to Amara. Although she wasn't expelled because she had graduated, she was punished and forced to return everything she had stolen. The shame was unbearable. When Amara returned home after graduation, she expected her parents to be furious, but instead they were heartbroken. Her mother wept for days, and her father didn't speak much. The weight of their disappointment was heavier than any punishment they could have given her. "I'm sorry," Amara whispered one night, sitting beside her mother. "I didn't mean to hurt you." Her mother wiped her tears and said softly, "You'll hurt yourself more than anyone else, Amara. But we still love you no matter what." Over time, her parents forgave her, but the guilt lingered. Amara spent the next few months reflecting on her mistake. She realized that in trying to fit into a world she didn't belong to, she had lost herself. She had hurt the people who loved her most and become someone she didn't recognize. Determined to make amends, Amara began helping her parents in their farm. She worked hard, appreciating the simple life she had once taken for granted. Slowly, she rebuilt her relationship with her family. Her parents, though still hurt, supported her as she applied for university. This time, Amara was determined to be honest with herself and others. She realized that the price of living a lie was too high. It had cost her friendships, respect, and most painfully, her self-worth. But she had learned a valuable lesson. True happiness comes from being yourself, not from pretending to be someone else. And so, Amara's journey towards redemption began. Though it wasn't easy, it was real, and for the first time in a long time, that was enough.